Hello everyone and welcome to another VoD review. It is the Sova IRL Ematics here to give you another VoD review. Right, crazy, I just said it twice just because that's how excited I am to do this. Because for the first time in a while we're actually watching a Cypher. I think mostly it's been Reynas and Omens that I've been reviewing the past few days, so I'm actually excited to do this. I am a Cypher main, so I do kind of know a little bit more in depth on what you should be doing as a Cypher on defense and as on attack. And it looks like you guys are attacking. So let's just start this.
One enemy remaining.
So right into the action right away. Plat 2, sorry. You guys were in a post-plant situation. You know, guy comes running in elbow. You had a pretty good camera. Just unfortunate. All right, so let's just get on to the next round, since obviously we started a little fast here. So when you guys win pistol round, again, I've said this in other VoD reviews, and if you have seen them before, when we do watch these low-level gameplay videos, we see a lot of people that just, when they win pistol round, for some reason, they don't buy full armor, they don't buy full utility, they don't buy, you know, like a stinger or a submachine gun or, you know, something better than a pistol, right? It's a bad habit that somehow formed into the meta, and I don't know why. The reason why you don't want to do this is because if you guys all just get stingers, right? Stingers, armor, you know, some of you need utility more than others. It helps you win the round so much, because if the other team was to force, they're going to have light armor, right? If they want full utility. If they don't want full utility, they might have full shields, right? And if they got a kill, they'll get a stinger. If they didn't get a kill, they can only get a bucky, right? So it's probably going to be a sheriff, and they'll have $100 left over. So that is usually how people will buy if they force up. Now, if they don't force up here, right, and they're on a full save, you give them a chance to win the round by having less shields, because you only have 125 HP, and that 25 missing, you know, shields is really a lot, right? If you have only 25 shields, you literally die to a ghost and one body shot, right? And we do not want that, at least in the close range. Medium range, it's a headshot and 2 body shots. But still, that is something we cannot risk, right? Imagine losing to a ghost, or someone gets a quick double dink, or even someone gets a very, very lucky, you know, right-click classic shot. They can burst you down in one shot if you only have 25 shields. I mean, they could burst you down with one shot if you have full shields, but they have to have a double dink at least. But anyways, let us get started onto the second round here. Here with the sheriff, light armor. Like I said, not the best. Oh my god, you got dinked through the... And again, look at that. He gets the sheriff. You could have 55 HP here, but you only have 30 now, so you have to play really, really scared. But your teammates are getting a lot of kills.
Go, just go. Killjoy's here on site.
Shadows traveling.
Alright, if Killjoy's here on site, like if your teammates are pushing in, right, the last thing you want to do is bring out utility, right, bringing out your camera or going on your camera. It looks like you want to go out on your camera. You need to just go out with your gun, because if they die, like, you should be dying first. You should be like, hey, let me die first. I have no HP, right? And you also have a shit gun, like you know, a sheriff. Like, you better be nuts, okay? But more than likely you're not. Like, you just want to go out there, you just want to trade out. Your camera's not really going to do much, and you don't want to be caught with your camera while you're running out, you know? But anyways, your teammates get some really easy kills, like here. Oh, with the stinger. Now, this is your bonus round. You're probably going to buy a stinger here anyways, like armor, stinger. Like, it's really good, like, if you get up close and personal, or even if you get, like, a really like good spray, you can literally kill someone with a stinger, right? I say with the stinger, you're always good for 1 kill. 1 kill, that's about it. It's very hard to get 2 kills with the stinger because it shoots so fast and has so few bullets.
Cover going out.
So again, you're wasting time here, always placing your trips. Like for B, understandable because the shield's there and you want to put a good trip. But for A, like if you guys are all leaning towards A, like you should be putting this trip right away. That's, again, this is different to maybe you getting a trade kill here, or at least you being in a better position. You would probably be a little bit further up, right, instead of taking the time to put that trip. So just keep that in mind. So we know Killjoy plays A. Teammate got to pick on A Rams. You have to look... Okay, so whenever you go against a Killjoy, more than likely they're going to put mollies at the entrance here, right? They are waiting to put a molly, like to pop the mollies, whether that be off an alarm bot, off their turret, but you guys broke the turret, right? Just something. Okay, so when you go through a main right here, you always have to be careful for that. Obviously, your teammates don't know that. You were kind of far back, so you didn't get caught off in it. And then, but see, the thing is, when you peeked here, so again, let's just watch this in slow motion, and let's kind of just like understand like what happened when you peeked here. Boom, teammates are getting mollied off. They're about to get gunned down like the animals they are. You peek out. Okay, so now let's see where crosshair placement is, right? First off, you're not at headshot level. So you're going to have to flick up and to the left if you want to hit a headshot, right? Let's continue this. All right, so you do flick up to the left. This guy slightly moves, throws off your aim, and you don't flick far enough because his head was like right here. So again, you don't flick far enough. You start shooting, right? Start premature shooting here. You bring it over. I think you hit like one. It might be two. Like one body shot right here, and then I think these like all missed around his head, and then you die, and that's what happened. Okay, and so that just tells me, right, that if you want to improve your aim in this situation, one, we need better crosshair placement. We need better flicks, which can be, well, crosshair placement can be done by, you have to consciously think where is headshot level, especially when you're changing elevations, right? When there's a difference in elevation, it gets a little hard, right? So if you need to really practice it, you can go into a DM and just start analyzing and just kind of seeing it. Like, you're not going to the DM to try to get kills, you're analyzing to see where headshot level is, and so you can give yourself maybe markers to remember. Like, oh, I would say headshot level is around, like, 55 or 50% or 60% or 70% of whatever, this height of this doorway is, right? Like, that's how you got to start thinking about it until you can get it down naturally, right? Once you get it down subconsciously, you don't have to think about it anymore, and your crosshair just naturally goes to where headshot level is. You can always be off by a little bit or a lot, it doesn't matter, as long as you're around headshot level. But right there, when you were aiming, again, you were at the chest level, stomach area. Okay, then flicks, right? How do I work on my flicks? Well, that's where you invest in Kovacs, right? Or download aim labs and then use some of their exercises to help build the muscle memory in order to get your flicks down. Get far flicks, close flicks, tracing. Maybe you're bad at tracing someone that's moving, all that can be done by using some of those aim helpers. Okay, and so yeah, I think that was the biggest point there. And then you might have got a second shot off, maybe if your spray control was a little bit better, because again, trigger discipline, right? You didn't shoot when you were on him. You thought you were on him. You started shooting, right? And it caused your spray to be off, and so that's why you only got one bullet off there. So again, a little bit better of knowing when to shoot, when not to shoot, right? Obviously, if your crosshair's not on him, let's not shoot a little bit premature, and then trigger discipline or spray control. Sorry, just making sure you spray down effectively. So let's go to the next round.
Heaven, I think. To the ramp, please, and you killed her.
So right here, I don't know where you're aiming at. There's not going to be anyone that's going to be peeking at this high. This is way too high. They're going to be peeking down here, especially because there's stairs, right? So it's going to be like this, boom, right? Like small diagonal here in this window and to the left. Like it's going to be head level like around here. So again, where you're aiming at, way too low. Or high, I mean, sorry. And then do not activate your camera when you're in the middle of the hallway where people are going to be aiming. And we do know there's a killjoy here, so your teammates should know that, okay, there's probably going to be fucking mollies. You, again, like I said, you got to be putting these strips like before the buy phase ends. Like you got to be thinking about in the beginning, like the buy phase. What is the point of the buy phase? One is to obviously buy your weapons, right? It's to coordinate your guys' buy, but it's also two, giving you time to set up your chips so you don't have to be putting them when you should be fighting or trying to push in, right? So again, that's just very important to use your time very efficiently. Okay, unlucky. You just had a shit gun and your teammate gets flanked because your trip wasn't in a good spot and you died. So honestly, most of the time on attack side, as a Cypher, you should be kind of lurking, right? Just get in the habit of learning how to lurk, and that is controlling other parts of the map so your teammates don't have to worry about the flank, and then you flank them yourself if you can, and get into a better position, right? So let's say you're going to flank towards, like, if you, this game, since their killjoy is playing A, I would tell my teammates, hey, if you guys are going to make A noise, I'm going to try to lurk in the B. So if I can get a good timing, maybe you guys, once you guys make a lot of noise A, come back to B. right? And then maybe you put a trip here into sewers, right? Somewhere around here in sewers, so they know that all this space is like basically free. Maybe you put a strip right here next to market, so you don't have to worry about your flank, and then you hold towards B main, you know, and just kind of wait timing. You don't have to peek, right? When you're lurking, you don't really peek so much. You let your teammates do the peeking and the noise for you, and then once you kind of hear a rotation, or you think maybe this guy rotated already, then you go out. Okay, so that's like the biggest thing, and so like you don't always have to stick with the group. So like I mean, it's only been 4 rounds. Like so far, I've seen you stick with the group for the most part, but you know maybe we'll see if you lurk a little bit better the rest of the rounds.
Not make noise within the second.
Taking into here. Let's kill the breach here.
Cover going out.
Reloading. Hawk out.
No more charges left. Okay.
We should chill. We should chill. We should
Enemy
Go
spotted.
in.
About to get gunned down, idiots.
Why go in, man?
That's
Why?
why
Don't
I did
go
it.
in. Cage trigger.
Last player standing.
Okay, that again. That needs some better aim. Needs some better crosshair placement. Need not to spam. Like make sure again, like I said, like make sure your crosshairs on before you start spamming. Like you kind of spam do like 3 shots through the smoke. I think maybe you hit them once through that smoke, and then your last 3 shots, like we're not even close. Like yeah, like you should be putting trips. Like if you're not gonna like have someone hold B, putting a trip right here so we know they can't get into market area, right? It's probably gonna be your best friend. Like so in the beginning of the round, what you should be doing is sprinting towards one side of the map, right? I don't care which, like wherever you think you want to end. Like if you want to work mid, either side works. If you want to work towards A, start B, right? Start going B first and then come back A, right? But you should be putting a trip on both sides so you never like your team doesn't have to worry about the flank when you have a cipher, right? What you need, like what the opponents need to do is when they're going against the cipher is obviously break the trips to kind of make you guys scared. But for the most part, like you need to be putting trips on both sides so your teammates look good. And you can't put one right here, right? Like I see a lot of people put one right here, especially lower levels, but you can actually hop around that trip, so it's essentially useless. Okay.
No, Phoenix is still here. Phoenix is still here.
Cage trigger.
Mongo.
So someone broke the A trip. I don't know if you saw that, but you're not calming it out. And they push B.
main. Just hurry up, hurry up. Run off the side. There's nobody there.
Still smoking on site.
Literally pushing mid behind you guys.
Planted the spot. Found.
So we got one in B main, we got one in heaven, we got one CT.
Off your feet!
Wow, my eyes are down.
40 on Omen.
Two heaven. Two heaven. One.
Last player standing.
Alright, so I think you still had bullets left. Yeah, you had 18 bullets left. I don't know why you switched to your pistol. That's like bad awareness by you, right? Bad game awareness, right? So like, oh, actually, no, hold on. You didn't kill the raise yet. Let's see how many bullets you waste in this raise. Okay, 9 bullets. Oh my god, that's a 30-year clip, right? Basically, that's still plenty of bullets for you to kill. Because honestly, you only need 4 bullets in the body to kill him, right? But like 1 headshot. So again, like you should be using your gun here, your main gun, your Vandal.
40 on Omen.
But you switched to your pistol for some reason.
One.
Last player standing.
That's unlucky.
One
Yeah.
enemy
See that again? That's just needs to be better awareness right there. Okay, and let's go to the next round here. Let's kind of see what's going on. You have ulti. You should be trying to like tell your teammates, hey, let's get a pick, and I can ulti it.
My way downtown. Here, I'll clear out everything first. Already.
Hawk out.
Hey.
That's unfortunate. He just spammed you through smoke. Can't do anything about that. Then again, you guys should all be pushed in. Like that's not like on your teammates to like push in. Like if your teammates put adequate pressure there, that guy doesn't have the balls to spam that.
That's why I turned around.
55 on the
You guys waited for the flash is really good, but then like you guys all lined up, which is also not really good. So very unfortunate.
No bridge.
Again, this is a bad trip, and I think you're also standing up while you're putting this. I don't know why. like if you're not sure where to put your trip, what level to put your trip at, your best friend is going to be crouching down and then making sure this blue line goes directly into your fucking dome, right? That way they can't crouch under it. And then secondly, we don't put this strip here. Okay, this is like the worst strip to put. You should wait for the barrier and then put one right here if you're gonna hold the B flank or hold the B push, right? The reason why we don't put this one here, like I mentioned earlier, you can hop up right here on this little fan, jump up, and then creep down and then fall off on that one, right? So this is like the worst strip in the game. Like I don't even know like why they put that box there. If they didn't have that fan there, that strip is fine, right? But for some reason they put that box there. It's just to make Cypher's life living hell.
Oh, yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Off your feet!
Halting.
Behind us, maybe rope.
You're holding a very typical angle, right? Right here, this angle that you're at is a very common angle that people, when they peek, are going to pre-fire and pre-aim because one, they might not be even looking at you right here specifically. They might be looking at the box behind you, right? Because a lot of people like to hold that angle as well on attack, so they'll hold that angle to hold this angle. So this guy might be pre-aiming there, and maybe just like again, since you're kind of in the way, he's not really pre-aiming you. He just pre-aims behind you, but gets you because you're here, right? So you have to also think about when you're holding an angle, you have to think how often do people play these angles, or do I line up in an angle that people will pre-fire and pre-aim? And if you do, like obviously you don't want to be there. So if anything, you want to be slightly more off to the right in order again to make him have to flick over because he might pre-aim behind you towards the box. And then if you are playing a pre-fire pre-aim angle, you might need to also hold a little bit tighter. Like again, your crosshair placement, you're right above his head, which is actually better than what I've seen so far. But again, you are above his head, and you might need to hold a little bit tighter because when he pre-fires and pre-aims, he's gonna stop right here most of the time. The only way he doesn't stop right here if he wide swings over because he's trying to clear over here. But most of the time, again, they will pre-fire and pre-aim this angle because of that box. And then you just get blasted. Unlucky.
I wasn't aiming so hard.
4.
Here, and then you guys just pop out with
Like I don't like you could literally put this trip in the buy phase.
Cage trigger.
So she's playing elbow area.
okay, that's
Oh, my health!
You're dead. Took double damage from the boom bot.
chill.
Oh, he won that big gamer hours.
See, yes, this should do. We will reveal their secret.
Okay, there you go. You know how to do it,
Alright, break
but
the
you shouldn't put that
box.
trip.
Push down mid as well.
Just dodge it, bro. Just dodge it. And that's something I can't do though.
Oh my god, dude.
Dang, this guy is so good.
That guy's probably a smurf, by the way. The way he's playing really aggressive.
Otherwise he's gonna flash me.
Reloading.
He's playing really aggressive and using his flashes correctly. And his aim looks pretty crisp. So I would say he's probably a smurf.
Stop making noise. Seek them out. Okay.
Found one.
So there's 2 towards like Mel.
Cage trigger.
That's an A guy. Ulti that body. Like don't try to fight this. Oh, you're lost. You don't know where you're at. Unfortunate. You think that guy though.
One enemy remaining. Last.
Don't smoke anything or anything. Just be quiet.
Enemy spotted.
Okay, now we go in.
Cover going.
We should chill. We should definitely chill.
Reloading.
Just chill. Open it. Open it. Just good.
Cage trigger.
Blinded.
Blind, that's the most fire fought. So fire fought.
Reloading.
CT, CT. I'll have it, please. Oh, help me, help me, help me. I'll have it.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here.
Man, Plaid strats really blow my fucking head because these are so bad.
I see that super loud.
Oh my god, he peeks just then.
And then you peek. You could have got like if this guy didn't have a wall here, you might have died to like the CT guy.
I have
Ulti that body.
You have
Ulti
ult
that
sight.
body. Ulti that body. Ulti the body.
Give me a corpse.
What are you doing? There's a body right where your teammate you just saw it. Right here. Ulti that body!
They hear you, water.
Oh my god. I'm actually so triggered right now. I don't think I've never. Oh, why not ulti? Like, you don't know where they're at. Ulti the body so you know where they're at. You just ran by a body. There's no way you're so tunnel vision here. You don't see that body. You don't see this. It's about to be out of time. It's already out of time. Oh, holy. No, we have no clue where they could be at. And we have 18 seconds. If they're close, they hear that trip, so they know you're toward A.
10 seconds left.
Reach us all, get off site. Aggress and get off site.
Double push CT here.
No, go
Push it. You have to push it. Reach us all.
They literally have no clue where you. As long as you guys don't give away your positions, he's gonna ulti, right? He's gonna ulti somewhere, but he can't get the entire site, right? And even if he does, like if he ultis from heaven, he can only either get all of like site where you're at right here. But he can't get elbow. If he comes from CT, he can get all of right here, but he might get you in the corner, right? Or he might like he's gonna miss somewhere because of how it works, right? It's like a reverse triangle.
Off your feet!
There it is.
And it goes from A main.
They found my
Site,
wire.
site.
Enemy remaining.
Where is everyone?
4 bullets. You don't reload. You don't look on your camera to see where he's at. See, all these things you need. Like, use your utility, right? Like, in certain situations. Like, come on, man. You're busting my balls.
That goes there.
Hold up. It's a one-way.
This
Okay.
goes here.
Okay, I see you with the one-way.
That goes there.
I wouldn't... On a pistol round, I wouldn't waste both cages. Did you not? Okay, so I'm going to tell you something you can do here in these pugs, right? In a pug game, all right, not a scrim, not in a on a team environment like where you're with 4 other people and you guys are being coordinated, right? You don't need to buy full utility. It's literally a waste of money because you can't pick up trips anymore to save them, okay? So what you need to be doing here, there's 2 buys that you can do. One is light armor, trip 2 cages, or ghost trip in a cage, all right? And what I would usually do is because like I would set up like maybe one. If I have 2 cages, I set up one for the one way, right? I hold my trip, I hold my cage. I do is I go B main, right? I can B main to see if they're pushing the B main. If they're not pushing the B main, I've just saved myself $300 from wasting it, right? I know if I have a camera in the B main, they don't shoot it, I don't see anything, that they're probably not coming B because the majority of the time people in these matchmaking games love to go A. They love to rush A, right? So again, like I'm saying, we don't want to waste the money here, right? And we don't want to you know, like I said, waste the money. Like again, you just wasted $400 right here by double caging and tripping. So again, just keep that in mind. Also, if you want to put your camera up here, you like when you start the round, right? Like you have to think to yourself, how do I want to plan out this round, right? How am I going to plan this round out? Like where do I want to put all my utility? Like you have to be thinking about where do I want to put my utility in the buy phase? Like sometimes you have to think about it the round before when you're dead. Like okay, let's see, I'm on defense right now. This is pistol round. If I don't want to peek B main with my camera, then maybe I will put it on top of the gutters here. So when I come to B from CT where we spawn at right here, let's look at the minimap, or sorry, right here where we spawn at. I'll come through heaven steps, come right here, come on the rafters, come right here. I'll jump, I'll put my camera up, I'll fall down, and then I'll put my shit onto B main entrance, right? That is how you got to be approaching these rounds instead of, where do I play at? Oh, I play B. Okay, then, all right, let me just put my stuff down by the entrance. Oh, I have a camera. Where do I want to put my camera, right? Like, you have to start asking yourself these questions, like, literally, like, either the round before or, like, in the buy phase right before you guys, like, can move, right? Or around the beginning, like, within, like, the first 5 seconds, you have to be very decisive on where you want to put your utility. Because sometimes, like, the pistol round has the longest buy phase in the game, right? They allow you to have such a long buy phase so you can set up and coordinate, right? But in every other round, it's going to be a lot shorter, so you have to be very concise and know exactly where you want to put your utility and not second guess or hesitate.
Yes, this should do. This goes here.
Okay, if you're going to put a trip here, there's no reason to play back here. Either put your trip along the stairs or along this wall here, so it goes and hits the stairs, or along here, right? If you're gonna put a trip here, play behind default, play behind pillar, right? If you're gonna put a trip, if you're gonna play here, put a trip here so they can't run into you right away. And against a raise, like against a good raise, right? He's gonna make sure he breaks every trip that could be here, that could be here, okay? But it's plat, so you're probably not gonna go against the best raise. All right, hop onto your camera. Like you're like standing here, like you're like, huh? What do I do right now? What should I be doing? And what you should be doing is hop into your camera and hold B main, like because they can jump over your trip.
Where's that stun going?
All right, there you go. Again, like it's like 8-second delayed, and they are going A. So again, we just wasted $600 to achieve nothing.
Play one mid, one B. Just
Healing over here.
One enemy remaining.
I'm assuming. Okay, I think you said you didn't call out. I think you said you didn't have audio, but you're probably calling out that he's elbow.
Reloading.
Oh, this goes.
Oops.
man.
Honestly, this is going to be linked at the end of this video, but you should definitely check out my in-depth Cypher Split B guide that goes over a few more advanced concepts, like I'll mention in the video, right? So you know how to kind of position your trips and stuff based on who you're playing against.
Play the ton.
So just keep that, like, I would say watch that probably if you're going to keep playing Cypher on splits.
My camera is destroyed. Cage triggered.
Gun these idiots down, yes, I love it. I love the one way.
Somebody's mid. Razor's mid. Razor's mid.
Cage triggered.
Blinded.
He's flashing.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, this run's basically over. Don't even watch this. All right, you're going towards A. And you look lost. Okay, so I don't have a video for this one. I have a video for B, but not for A. I should make a video for A, but
Yes, this should do.
oh no, what am I watching? Okay, like I don't have a video for A, but I can tell you like where you should be putting your trips. Okay, first one. If your camera can see A heaven or at least A ramps, right? Then you don't have to put a trip heaven, right? If they know you put your camera right here, like somewhere high, and they break it every time, and they can get A ramps consistently, put a trip A heaven, okay? But now, if you know they can't break it, and you know they can't get push in, you should probably put your trips in like maybe like near the entrance area, so you can peek off of them and get a kill, right? Like. So like by the pot right here, the planter, right? There's a diagonal trip that you can go off of that goes along to this wall right here. Okay, like if you look at the minimap right here, to the right there. You can also put a trip on the site here, like here I'm fine with like you putting like one right here, like because if they push in the site, either they're gonna push in this way, right, or they're gonna push in straight ahead like this, right? Or you can even save one, like if you're trying to lock down site side, like you put one right here. They're going to get through it, and then they might push along this way, and you might put another chip like right here at elbow, and you really catch them off. Or if you're playing like screens, right, you put one like right here along this, like this wall to this wall, right, you put one like along here, and then you just spam them down, or put one at the entrance, so you don't have to worry about entrance, like you have to break it, right? Like ground trips are cool because it's going to catch people off. The thing about ground trips though is that they can jump over or go around it most of the time, right? So it's not really good for getting information or holding, like you're not going to be able to rotate fast off of the site because of where you put your trips at. If you put your trips in good spots, like let's say a ramp at A heaven area, right, and entrance, and you hear a lot of noise towards mid and B, like you don't have to worry about a lurker besides like an omen or a jet updrafting. But usually, like especially in lower levels, they get really scared to like go around or use their abilities to get around trips like that because it makes a sound cue, and they're scared that someone might be there and making a sound cue. Now, if you're if you put these trips like here at the entrances, right, and you get spotted like mid or on B, they'll TP across, right, and they'll do that. So that's the only thing, like you have to calm your team, like, hey, I'm leaving A, I got trips to hold for the flank, omen, or like maybe like a race satchel's over or something, but again, you're not gonna see that in this bracket. And then you get spotted, and then you rotate back, be like, hey guys, they saw me on B, they could have somehow gotten over, like the omen might be around my trip if he's not dead or if he hasn't been spotted, right? You have to keep that in mind too. So you have to be constantly looking at the minimap, right, to see, like, you can see who's on the minimap based on who your teammates see, right? And you can then kind of tell, oh, omen's mid, I don't have to worry about anyone like really flanking towards A, right, or getting over my trips. Like the only one is maybe Raze, but even then they're not smart enough to do that because they'll make a sound cue, and they'll usually break the trips anyways. But I digress. Let's continue this.
This goes here. Oh, this is a nice spot.
You look lost. Like you look like you have no clue what the fuck you're trying to do here. Like like your job as the A site player is to spot this cross, and then once you get smoked off, let your A ramps player know. Oh, they smoked me off. They can cross to you. Okay.
There's only one. I'm gonna restart.
Like, bro, get on your camera, hold so they can't walk out on you. Like, you should put a camera in a better spot so you can see everything. Like, but oh, I like. Jesus, Jesus.
They could come up a rope based on where this guy's going.
One aim.
Like, they're not gonna run into these strips, by the way. Like, these strips are so bad, like it hurts my soul.
I'm gonna go in. Rope's on you. Raising breach mid. Raise mid.
Phoenix still in B. Yep.
One enemy
LP,
remaining.
LP, Phoenix LP on site.
He's pillar.
Dude, okay, I don't even know what the fuck you're doing here. Bomb is mid. You literally not need to be here at all.
3 bullets Cypher.
Like, you should just have the rifle. Like, unless you're like a 6 shot for some reason, but we'll see.
It's Reyna AFK.
Joke's over! You're dead!
He's coming. Ropes. Oh yeah, be heaven, sorry. He's knife out. No, just retreat.
Yeah, the bomb. The bullets. You faked it, gunned you down, but luckily your Reyna gets the trade. Right? Like, when people, like, if they've faked the bomb, like, if they fake the bomb like this, or even attempt to plant, right, the bomb, right, because it's a fake in their heads, if you just simply just run at them, like you just did, but, like, you don't commit to it, like, let's say you run up to the wall right here that covers you, right, they'll probably get scared, like, oh, shit, this guy's running at me, and get off the bomb, right? If he was going to commit to it for real, but he hears your footsteps, he's probably going to get off of it. So that's how you mind game your opponents, right? And that's how you play the mind games with them, and that's how you really get into their heads. So in this situation, I would have just ran up to the wall and kind of like messed with him, right, to see if he gets off. If he doesn't get off, then you know where he's at. You can walk out and get further, or you know, go on the rope down. But if he doesn't plant it like he did, and you just fake and get behind the wall still, he's like, oh shit, like this guy knows what I'm doing, right? He's in my head. So just keep that in mind when you're doing these rounds like this.
That goes there. Yes, this goes here.
Jump. There you go. Oh, these are so bad. I just, oh god.
Smoke CT.
There's just
on,
a trigger.
B.
Why did I
No
queue
more
instead
charges
of-
left.
But they're in heaven.
I reset.
Fucking hell.
You have to hold his heaven for him, so your sky doesn't get flanked from screen. So you have to hold this, right? You just have to maintain this control right here.
Bomb was down heaven, by the way. Like down in the cubby heaven. Let's CT.
Spike planted.
My god, man.
Ooh, NS, ulti this, there you go.
Everyone
Ulti this, go in. Molly it, and it wins heaven. Your teammate just gets gunned down.
Heaven and elbow.
Camera taken out.
You know exactly where he's at. He knows where you're at, though. You have to make a play. You can't just sit here. You have to try to kill this guy and try to isolate this 1v1. You want to, in these 1v2, 1vx situations, right? You need to learn how to isolate these angles and try to take these gunfights in a one-on-one and win these one-on-ones. Now, see, that's the great thing about Cypher. He has really good clutch potential, especially when you have your ulti and you ulti them, because then you know where they're at, and then you kind of know exactly where they're going to go. Now, it's not for, like, this guy that was heaven, right? He's probably going to be right here. So you need to peek this guy at an angle where you're not exposed to both heaven and to elbow, right? So you want to come out here. You want to wide swing far right close to this wall. Peek this guy. If he's not here, come across here, looking towards heaven, right? If you come and peek out elbow, he's not here elbow, just peek towards side, right? Like come along, like I said here, and then look towards heaven. If this guy's not peeking, go back elbow, push this guy, and see if you can isolate that fight. Because they are so far apart, they cannot perfectly trade if they're not in good spots. So that is how you abuse bad players. So you don't pre-aim, like I said, you don't pre-aim elbow correctly. You're coming along here, like now you're worried about this guy. Now you have to get along this wall, see if this guy's pushing heaven right here, because he should be here. He has not broken your trip yet, or he's going back ramp, right? That's what you have to think in your head. He's probably staying heaven because it's planted for him.
Heaven for sure.
There he is. The other guy's either behind sign. This guy's either behind sign or elbow still.
Probably wrapped around.
Behind him.
Wrapped around. See, like, again, like, if you would have isolated, like, you got to isolate these fights. You can't be exposing yourself to both fights, and you have to be going quicker. You have to know time is against your side, and you need to isolate these fights and take them as soon as possible, especially when they're in shit spots like that.
Oh, they're coming, guy. Think they might be going around. I got headshot through the smoke.
You need to be rotating. They just had a lot of A. Like, you do not need to be here anymore. When your teammates call them, hey, there's a lot of A guys, and especially if you're on your camera, you should be looking at your minimap constantly. There's no reason for you to be looking at your camera and then be looking at your crosshair on your camera for like ever. Like, when you're on your camera, you need to be looking at your minimap and seeing what's going on around the map, because you're not peeking with your body. You're just peeking with your cam. If your cam dies, that's whatever, right? But you need to be able to rotate quickly. Once your teammates call, once you see shit on minimap, right? Like, that's how you got to be getting your rotations down. That's how you'll be able to know when to rotate.
Okay.
Ooh, last two rep.
Yeah, let's see round.
I don't even like. This tells me you don't know that you don't get these when you die. I mean, sure, picking it up to like isolate them's cool, but just off timing wise, like, there's no point in like wasting your time. Like, maybe pick up one and on the run, but try not to get two, because you just killed like 2 seconds there. That could be the difference between you winning the round and losing the round, because timing is everything. So I would put a trip in vents, right? I would put a trip vents. I would put a trip towards ramp here, since you have both of them, right? Oh, there's no way your teammate just ultied that.
You have wolf as well.
Goes here. That goes there.
A1. One more. One more A. Phoenix. Ah,
Camera taken out.
Joke's over. You're dead.
What? 120 on Omen.
No hard feelings.
Omen,
So, like, I would always be scared to rotate off of the situation. Well, we know they're probably going towards A, but, like, let's say it's a 5-on-5 situation or a 4v5 situation, and you get that kill, and you start rotating off, right? Like, this trip's not going to stop anyone, because they can easily hop over it. Like, because they'll walk out. They're not going to just run out in high levels, right? So they'll easily be able to jump over that trip. So that's just something to keep in mind.
Omen literally one shot.
Raises mid. So I don't know why you don't, like, I don't know what you're doing here. Like, this is, again, just wasting time. I don't know what you're looking at. You're pre-aiming this. Like, what if this guy was right here? What if he was on an off angle? You have to flick across your screen instead of putting your crosshair right here on this corner and then wrapping around as you come around, right? You're pre-aiming here for some fucking reason. Like, unless you know something I don't know, there's no reason to.
there be one in ramps? Oh, they're going back mid towards B. They're mid towards B.
I can take my man.
Don't think they made it up heaven, but I'm roasting.
Cage trigger.
30 seconds
Phoenix
left.
on.
Cage trigger.
Where? Maybe B main? I'm gonna go back over here.
No, they didn't. Mid, that was mid.
Mid.
10 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Stop putting your cameras in the same spots. Like, then it just gets easier to pre-fire and easy to destroy, and then you don't have a camera for 45
Goes
seconds.
here.
But, oh god,
Off your feet.
B, B.
Cage trigger.
Like, I don't think you creep out here, right? I think you hide in that corner and make him hard clear you. And also, if you put a better trip there, like I said, like, it probably goes a lot better. Like, he gets stuck on the trip and then gets worried about the trip, and then you can just fucking headshot him to the wood. I like how you change up the camera this round. Very nice. Playing behind default, very nice when you put that trip there.
Last two A ramp.
Let's see, how do we throw this? How do these players throw this round?
Roman has flank.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That spray though.
Healing over here.
Kind of scary.
They're going to
Ropes,
B,
going
B.
ropes.
Ropes to B, going ropes to B.
Yeah, flash.
Like, so one thing you could be doing here in this situation is running and then jumping, and then while you're jumping, get on your camera to spot it, right? That way you don't have to stay still, right? So running, jumping, get on your camera while you're in your jump. Once you're about to land, because you should know the timing of how long it takes for you to land, right? Get off your camera, then do this. Keep doing the same thing, so you're constantly moving, right? You keep moving so you can get closer to your objective, but still look at your camera to see if you can spot them as they're running in.
My camera is
That way you're
destroyed.
not holding your camera for like 10 seconds,
Cage
but
triggered.
still stuck on A, you know?
Time to hunt.
Cage triggered.
Got him. Spike planted.
Okay,
One enemy remaining.
heaven.
Heaven.
Was heaven.
Tap, one tap.
Good tap.
Was heaven. Could have come back.
And now I see two.
CT.
You can actually
Found my
kind of
wire.
diffuse it behind the
Kill
wall.
him. Kill him. Push.
It's double peek.
Double peek him.
Get double gun down. Alright, well, that ends this video here, right? So let me just summarize some points that I think are going to be the most important for you after watching this VOD. And that is, first one, obviously we need better crosshair placement. I think I emphasized that a lot, right? Knowing where to put your crosshair, where is headshot level, spray control, flicking, right? Aim in general, I said, was the number one thing probably you want to work on. Second is util usage. Like, you're so bad on using utility, like putting it on attack side in the beginning of the round, knowing kind of where you want to end at, right? On defense, like, you just put like really redundant trips that like either get destroyed by a good raise, or they can hop over and they can easily flank, right? Those are things you have to worry about. And then I would say thirdly is maybe like, again, just kind of awareness, knowing when to, like, seeing like what's going on around you, like game sense, like when do you like need to take these battles, like how do I clutch, like this all comes with, and that comes with playing the game, right? Game sense, game IQ comes with playing the game, but like you can't just play the game and do it like really like, you know, brain dead. Like you can't, like you have to constantly think about what am I doing, like did what I do work, but you also have to think, why did it work? What events caused that to work, right? Was it me just having better aim than that guy, and was it me catching him off guard? Did I outplay him? Like, was I in his, like, did I, like, you know, did I maneuver correctly? Like, those are all like all things, like, let me think of any other questions you should be asking yourself. Did I outplay him? Did I maneuver him? Blah blah blah. Is he having just a bad day? Is he like the worst aimer, right? Like, did I get a good timing? Like, did I catch him off guard? Like, did I get into a spot that I wasn't supposed to be at? And is that how I got these kills, right? Like, these are questions you have to ask yourself so you can better analyze and better understand, like, why you're doing it and why you are successful. If you keep doing, like, so, if you ever watch 100 Thieves Still videos, sometimes he'll say, like, just because something's stupid and it works doesn't mean it's right? Because you can get away with a lot of shit. And it was the same way in Counter-Strike. You can do a lot of stupid shit in Counter-Strike. You can do a lot of stupid shit in here, in Valorant, get away with it. But don't, like, you have to know that it's stupid. If you don't think it's stupid and you do it, right, then you're just going to, the way you're going to eventually develop into the game and the habits you're going to form are going to be really bad. What I'm trying to prep you for is trying to get you better so when you can play at a higher level, you don't really suck balls, you know? But anyways, that's going to conclude this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me here. On YouTube, on Twitter, on Twitch, Discord, right? Make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you follow my stream to receive access to sick monthly giveaways. And that's going to conclude the stream. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.
Pokemon, Mega Evolution, Science, Cockfighting.
Many men step up on me.